What up, guys? It's your boy Forever One Wheel. We're back at it again with another video. Today we're gonna be working on some like donuts, drifts, try to maybe hit some Larrys. I don't know, I'm having troubles with them, to be honest, but figured I'd film some content. Unfortunately, my last spot that I had, that lot, got booked, so that's a no-go anymore. Luckily though, where I live, I got a lot of back roads, empty dead ends over here, which is perfect for what I need. Got a nice straightaway here for wheelies. This section over here we could do some drifts, donuts, you know, the whole shenanigans. But yeah, so today we're gonna kind of do like a how-to, but I mean, like, it's kind of not a how-to because I'm also not like the greatest at these yet, but I want to show you guys like what I've done to get to the point where I am. So basically, like, I can do somewhat of a donut slash like drift. I can't quite do Larry's yet consistently. I did have them on my Dyna like last summer or the summer before that. I was pretty consistent with them, like back to back, and then I just didn't practice them enough and then I lost it, so I'm trying to get them back. But obviously now I'm on a different bike, so it's a different learning curve. But I will say that this bike feels a lot better for learning how to drift, and I think that's due to the angle of the fork tubes that these baggers have. I guess the rake or whatever just makes it a nice, a little bit more forgiving setup than the Dynas. At least that's what I noticed compared to my later model Dyna. But yeah, if you guys have or know why that is, please feel free to fill me in, because I'm curious if the earlier model Dynas have a different rake than the later model Dynas, and maybe those are better for Larrys and stuff like that than the later model Dynas. But yeah, unfortunately my other spot got burned. We got kicked out by the owners, says we aren't welcome to be there, threatened to call the cops and stuff on me and whatnot. And it's kind of a gray area, right? Like, I totally get that I'm in the wrong when it comes to riding on somebody else's property, right? But you know, buddy didn't really have to try to be a dick about it. Could have just said like, yo man, you gotta go, we can't have you doing this on here, and I would have been like, yo, totally understand, see you later, you know. But and I was pretty cool, but after he started fucking trying to puff his chest out at me and shit, I wasn't really having it, so I let a few words slip to him and went on my way. But yeah, so we're gonna practice some shit here. So this is gonna be our new spot here for a while. Hopefully we don't get booked off this one either, knock on wood. All right, so we're gonna start off by doing the skid. So basically when you're coming in, you gotta kind of do like a jam the rear brake and skid till you're like 90 degrees. To the left, to the right. So skid till you're like that, and then once you're around here, you kind of have to like make sure you're in high RPM. So when you're skidding like that, you got to kind of blip the throttle, so that way when you go to turn, it's gonna break the rear wheel free, and then you can kind of get it to spin like that. So first, what I'd recommend to people that are wanting to learn drifts or donuts is practice doing the skid to the left or to the right, whatever's comfortable. Personally, I would recommend doing them both ways. Boom. So kind of like that, and then just do a bunch of those, right? So as you can see, they're kind of like half moons, you know. And like I said, I would practice them, even though it's awkward for some people to do it the opposite way that they're going to feel comfortable. I would say still practice it anyways. Like, for example, for me, it's actually more comfortable to go to the right than it is to go to the left. So for most people, they learn going to the left first because the rear brake's on the right side, and I guess people just have an easier time putting their left foot down. So that's what I like to do too. I haven't learned the feet up ones yet. So when I come in, do my skid, shift my weight to the front, and basically you gotta hold it for longer than that. But another good tip too, the reason why I say practice both sides is because your tire is gonna wear out by doing this. So if you start wearing out one side of your tire, it's gonna be all fucked, and wheelies are gonna be pulling and shit like that. So I recommend learning both ways as much as you can. So that was kind of like a drift-ish, not really. It'll warm up here. But basically, yeah, after you do that 90-degree turn, you gotta kind of make sure your RPMs are high so that you have enough, oh shit, who this? So that you have enough to flip the throttle and break that rear wheel loose. So that wasn't exactly how I wanted to do it, but obviously you want to get them longer. Whoa! So yeah, you're gonna pop the clutch, lean forward. I'm also still working on the exit too. Like, I like to hit that limiter off the exit, but sometimes I'm a little too timid on the throttle. So gotta work on that. Gotta be a little bit more aggressive. Right there, if I were to hit more gas, I was on too much of an angle and I would have just low-sided. So, and then you kind of have to be like upright enough where like you're still locked into the Larry, but you're not too angled enough to low-side if you do start banging the rev limiter, you know? So lock up. Another thing you got to be careful with when learning this trick is high sides. So a lot of people tell me it's better, when in doubt, throttle it out. So never just like, if you're going really fast, really fast, like right there I wasn't going that fast, so it wasn't too bad. I could just like let off the throttle and I'd be alright. But if I was going faster and I just stopped the throttle, I could have potentially high-sided, which is not what you want to do. Rather low slide than high side, that's all I gotta say. Holy fuck. Another thing too is you get really fucking dizzy doing these, like really dizzy. So one thing. Sometimes I get so dizzy, like right there, I don't know how to exit, and then I'm like, oh shit. But it's one of those things where you just gotta keep practicing it, you know? You gotta sacrifice a couple tires. What's that noise? What's happening? Oh well, whatever. Ride her till she blows. my favorite things. Whoa. Sounds so sick when you can like do a little donut and then just bang it off the liver on the way out. Well, yeah, so also too, when you're coming in to do the skid in the 90, you kind of want to put your foot down like you're doing a motocross turn. You know, like you always see the guys take turns and they put their foot down. It kind of helps. I mean, you'll kind of like figure it out. It's one of those things where you just have to try it and you'll feel it out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I could even really explain it more than I just did, but come in, lock it up. You almost got away on me there. It's a little bit sketchy, but we're okay for now. So that being said, doing this is definitely gonna wear your tire pretty good, right? So that's what I was saying, make sure you use both sides as best as you can, because you're gonna need it. And like I said too, it's gonna, this thing's popping down again, it's gonna wear out your tire evenly, so that way, you know, when you're doing wheelies and stuff, it doesn't start pulling, and you should be good to go. But yeah, that's just a quick little upload for today, boys. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you go to your local spot and try to ruin the asphalt like this. Hopefully nobody gets too pissed off, but it is what it is. Later.